Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Easy English Learning Podcast, your favorite spot for real English conversation and easy English for daily life.
And today's episode is a B1 level episode, so if you're an intermediate learner, this one is made just for you.
I'm Lily.
And I'm James. We're really happy you're here with us today. Lily, how was your day?
Pretty good, actually. A little busy in the morning. I had back-to-back lessons with 2 students, but now I'm happy to just relax and chat with you.
Same here. I spent the whole afternoon answering emails, so honestly, this feels like a nice break.
Yeah, it's like we're all just sitting together having a cup of coffee.
Exactly. Okay, before we start, we want to ask you for one small favor.
Yes, one tiny thing for your finger and one big thing for our hearts.
If you're enjoying learning with us, please like this episode and subscribe to the Easy English Learning channel. It really helps more learners find us.
And leave a comment, too. Even one simple sentence is already great. Just tell us your name and where you're from.
We genuinely love getting to know our listeners.
And here's a secret. When you write a comment in English, it's like sending your brain to the gym. Your brain has to pick words and build a sentence, and that makes your English stronger.
So even if you're shy, don't worry. One short sentence is already great exercise.
All right, let's get into today's topic.
Today we're going to help you with something really important, and honestly, something a little scary for a lot of learners.
How to talk about yourself in English.
So many learners tell us, I can answer simple questions like, where are you from, or what do you do? That's fine. But then someone says,
So, tell me about yourself.
then the brain just freezes.
Totally. Suddenly, your mind is either completely empty or way too full at the same time.
So in this episode, we're going to give you a simple structure and a lot of sentence options you can choose from.
And near the end, we'll share our own full introductions as real examples so you can hear how all the pieces sound together.
Step by step, we'll go through each part of your life and show you different ways to talk about it so you can pick what feels natural for you.
Step by step. But first, let's talk about why this skill actually matters.
Right. Why is this important? Well, you use this skill in so many situations. Meeting a new classmate, a new coworker, your teacher, a neighbor, an online friend. They all might say, tell me about yourself.
And not just daily life. Job interviews, language classes, travel, or events like language exchange meetups.
Oh, I remember my first language exchange. We all sat in a circle and the organizer said, okay, everyone, introduce yourself in English. Name, country, job, hobbies.
I can already feel the pressure just hearing that.
Everyone was listening, just waiting for their turn. My turn was coming closer like a slow train. In my head, I was practicing, my name is James, I'm from Canada,
And then your brain did something different, right?
Completely different. When everyone finally looked at me, my mind went totally blank. All I said was, my name is James, I like pizza.
Pizza is always a safe choice. Nobody's going to argue with that.
True, people laughed in a friendly way, so it was fine. But inside, I knew I could have said so much more if I had a clear little script ready in my head.
I know exactly that feeling. I had something similar happen at a wedding once.
Oh, really? What happened?
I was sitting next to a stranger and she asked, so, tell me about yourself. And suddenly, my brain had way too many pictures at once. My job, my hobbies, my family, my favorite coffee shop, all at the same time.
So everything just turned into one big noisy cloud.
Exactly, a big noisy cloud. And my answer came out pretty messy. I kept jumping from one topic to another.
Yeah, that happens to so many of us.
After that, I thought, I really need a short, calm way to introduce myself that I can use anytime.
That's exactly why we say your self-introduction is like a short movie script about you. Once you know your script, you feel so much calmer.
And remember, you don't need perfect English at all. You just need a few clear, simple sentences that you can say even when you're a little nervous.
Now, before we build this little script, there's one more thing to understand. There are 3 common situations where people introduce themselves.
3 situations. There's informal, semi-formal, and formal.
Informal is when you're just relaxing with people, like with friends, classmates, or someone you met at a cafe or a party.
Right. When you're just chatting, maybe holding a drink, laughing a little, nobody expects a big, serious speech.
Semi-formal is friendly but a bit professional. Think conferences, meetups, or events with colleagues or other creators.
People smile, maybe joke a little, but you still want to sound polite and reasonably professional.
And formal is for official situations, a job interview, a meeting with your manager, or something at an office or government building.
In those moments, your introduction is still simple, but your words are more careful and polite.
So the idea is feel the room first, then choose your style.
Right. If you're sitting on a sofa chatting with a friend, you probably won't say, "Good afternoon, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance." That would feel a bit too formal for a sofa.
And in a job interview, "Hey, what's up?" probably isn't the best opening line.
Maybe save that one for your friends. So listen to the atmosphere, look at the person in front of you, and then choose informal, semi-formal, or formal.
Let's start with the very first part of any introduction, the greeting.
The greeting, yes, the very first words you say.
For formal situations, you can use simple, safe phrases like hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Very clean, very professional. For example, in an interview, you could say, "Good morning, thank you for meeting with me today."
Good morning. Thank you for meeting with me today. Polite, clear, and not too long.
For semi-formal situations, like meeting new colleagues, you could say, "Hi there," or just "morning," as a friendly, shorter version of good morning.
Morning feels relaxed but still polite. And for informal situations with friends or people your age, you can say hi, hey, or hey there.
Some people also say, "What's up?" or "How's it going?" But be careful. Choose something that feels natural for you.
Natural for you, not just something cool you saw online. I tried yo once in front of my students, and they looked at me like, "Lily, are you okay?"
So maybe don't surprise your listeners too much.
A better idea, pick one greeting you really like and just practice that. For example, hi, nice to meet you. Simple, friendly, easy to remember.
Or hello, good morning. Simple and friendly, and when you say it with a real smile, it already sounds like a great introduction.
After your greeting, the next step is your name.
You can keep it really simple. "I'm James," or "My name is Lily."
You can also say, "Nice to meet you, I'm Lily," or "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you, my name's James." Lily, how do you usually introduce yourself? I usually say, "Hi, I'm Lily, nice to meet you." Short and easy. What about you?
In an informal place, I just say, "Hey, I'm James." But in a formal place, I say, "Hello, my name is James Carter. Nice to meet you."
So our first mini script is, "Hi, I'm Lily," or "Hello, my name's Lily, nice to meet you."
And of course, you don't have to be Lily.
Please, don't all be Lily.
Just swap Lily for your own name, and you already have a strong start to your introduction.
Now let's add another piece, where you're from and where you live.
Your little life map.
You can start really simply. I'm from Brazil, or I'm from Turkey, or I'm from Vietnam.
If you want to add the city, you can say, "I'm from Sao Paulo in Brazil," or "I'm from Delhi in India." You could also say, "I'm from Cairo in Egypt," or "I'm from Osaka in Japan."
Same pattern every time. City, then country.
And sometimes your birthplace and your current home are different. Then you can build a slightly longer sentence. For example, "I was born in a small town in Canada, but now I live in Lisbon."
Or, I'm originally from Italy, but I live in Amsterdam now.
You can also mention time. "I've been living in Lisbon for 4 years," or "I've been living in Amsterdam since 2021.
If that feels a bit heavy, don't worry, you can keep it very light. For example, I'm from Italy. I live in Amsterdam. The important thing is that the other person can build a little map in their head, where you're from and where you are now.
Not a perfect GPS, just a friendly little map of your life.
So after your name and where you're from, people often ask, what do you do?
This question is everywhere. You can answer with something short like, "I work as an English teacher," or "I work as a nurse," or "I work as a driver," or "I work as a shop assistant."
All very clear. You can also mention the company. For example, I work for a software company in the marketing department, or I work for a bank in the IT department, or I work for a hospital in the administration department.
Sometimes you don't want to name the company and you just want to mention the field. Then you can say, "I work in education," or "I work in sales," or "I work in healthcare."
And maybe you don't have a job right now because you're studying. Then you can say, I'm a student, I study computer science. Or I'm a student, I study business. Or I'm a student, I study English at university.
While you listen, think about which sentence sounds closest to your own life. Later, you can build your own version. Something like, "I'm from Mexico, I live in Lisbon, and I work in design."
So after your job or study, the next common topic is your family or your home.
Yeah, people love asking, "Do you live with your family?" or "Who do you live with?"
You can answer very simply, I live with my parents, or I live with my husband and 2 children, or I live with my wife and our son.
If you live alone, you can say, I live alone in a small apartment, or I live alone in a shared flat. A flat is the same as an apartment. And if you live with a friend, you can say, I share an apartment with a friend, or I live with my cousin in a small flat in the city.
People often ask about brothers and sisters too. You can say, I have 1 brother and 1 sister, or I have 2 older brothers, or I have 1 younger sister.
If you don't have any siblings, you can say, I'm an only child. That means you're the only son or daughter in your family.
For example, I could say, I'm from Italy, I live in Amsterdam with my partner, and I have 1 younger brother.
And I could say, I'm from Canada. I live in Lisbon with a friend, and I have 1 older sister.
See, it's not a long story, just 1 or 2 calm sentences. You don't need to share every family detail in the first 5 minutes.
Definitely not. Just paint a small, friendly picture of who's close to you and who you live with.
While you listen, ask yourself, what's true for me? Do I live with my parents, my partner, my children, a friend, or alone? And how many brothers or sisters do I have? Older, younger, or maybe I'm an only child?
Later, build 1 sentence for yourself. For example, I'm from Turkey. I live in Istanbul with my parents, and I have 1 younger brother.
That already sounds like a warm, friendly introduction. Now let's move to a more fun part, your hobbies and free time.
This part really shows your personality. You can start with, in my free time, I like reading, or in my free time, I like cooking, or when I have some spare time, I go jogging.
You can also say, I'm really into music, I love playing the piano, or I'm really into hiking, I like walking in the mountains. Another nice phrase is, I'm a big fan of. For example, I'm a big fan of basketball, or I'm a big fan of Spanish dramas.
That already tells us a lot about your evenings.
Maybe too much. So you could say something like, in my free time, I like reading and going for long walks. I'm also a big fan of movies.
When you share a hobby, it gives the other person an easy way to keep the conversation going. Oh, what kind of movies? Or where do you like to walk?
Sometimes you can also add a couple of things you like and don't like. That makes your introduction feel more human and real.
For example, I love dogs and pasta, but I don't like waking up early.
Or, I love coffee, but I don't like waiting in long lines.
That sounds exactly like you.
It is me. Little details like that show your personality, not just facts.
And speaking of real life, people also love asking about your day.
True, you often hear, what does a normal day look like for you? Or what do you usually do during the week?
And you don't need to describe every hour. You're not writing a diary.
Just show the rhythm of your day with 2 or 3 simple actions. A nice way to start is, on weekdays, I usually, or in the morning, I normally. For example, on weekdays, I usually wake up at 6:30, have breakfast, and go to work.
You can also say, in the morning, I normally drink coffee, check my messages, and start work at 9. If you want to include English in there, you can add, after work, I usually study English for 20 minutes.
Or, in the evening, I normally have dinner with my family and then watch a series.
So when someone asks, tell us about your day, you don't need a long story.
Just give 1 or 2 of these sentences and that's already clear and good.
When you practice later, build your own version. Morning, work or study, evening. Something like, on weekdays, I usually wake up at 6:30, go to work, and in the evening, I study English.
Okay, after your day, sometimes people want to know more about you as a person.
Not just what you do, but what kind of person you are. They might ask, are you shy or talkative? Or how would you describe yourself?
Then you can use easy adjectives like friendly, shy, talkative, calm, curious, patient, hardworking, creative.
For example, I'm a friendly and curious person. Or I'm a bit shy at first, but I'm more talkative when I feel comfortable.
You could also say, I'm usually calm, but I get excited when I talk about the things I love.
And sometimes it's easier to borrow other people's words. You can say, people say I'm patient and hardworking, or my friends say I'm funny and easy to talk to.
So imagine you're having coffee with a new colleague, and they ask, are you more quiet or more talkative?
You could answer, I'm a bit shy at the beginning, but later I talk a lot. Or I'm friendly and I enjoy meeting new people.
That way they get a nice, simple picture of who you are, not just your job title.
While you listen, think about which 2 adjectives feel true for you. Friendly, calm, creative, patient.
Then build one small sentence, like, I'm a calm and hardworking person, or I'm shy at first, but then I become very talkative.
And sometimes the conversation goes a little deeper and people ask about your future.
This usually happens once someone knows you a bit better and they ask, what are your plans? Or why are you learning English?
You don't need a perfect life plan. One small, honest idea is enough. You can start with, in the future, I'd like to, or my goal is to, or one of my dreams is to.
For example, in the future, I'd like to travel more and visit different countries. Or, my goal is to speak English more confidently and use it at work.
You can also say, one of my dreams is to start my own business. Or, in the future, I'd like to live in another country for a while.
So imagine you're chatting with your English teacher after class and they ask, why are you studying English?
You could say, my goal is to use English in my job. Or, in the future, I'd like to work in another country, so I need English. That one sentence already shows your direction and your motivation.
So now we have a lot of pieces: greeting, name, country and city, family and home, work or study, daily routine, personality, likes and dislikes, and your future plans.
Step by step, you can choose just a few of these pieces and build your own mini script in your head, your own little movie about you.
And now, just as promised, we'll share our full introductions using the same pieces so you can hear how everything sounds together.
While you listen, start building your own mini script in your head, your own little movie about you. First, let's hear a short version.
I'll go first with a simple version. Listen, hi, I'm Lily. I'm from Italy and I live in Amsterdam. I work as an English coach. In my free time, I like watching movies and going for walks.
Nice and clear. Now, here's my short version. Hello, my name is James. I'm from Canada and I live in Lisbon. I work in education. In my free time, I enjoy going to the gym and playing video games.
You see, we don't say everything, just a few key pieces: name, where you're from, where you live, what you do, and one or two hobbies. You can start with something this small.
Now, as promised, let's share our full, longer introductions. Lily, go ahead.
My name is Lily. I'm from Italy, and I live in Amsterdam. I work as an English coach and podcast host. I live with my partner in a small apartment, and I have one younger brother back in Italy. In my free time, I like watching movies, reading novels, and going for long walks with a coffee in my hand. On weekdays, I usually start my morning with tea, prepare lessons or podcast notes, and then work with my students in the afternoon. I'm usually calm and friendly, and I become quite talkative once I feel comfortable. In the future, my goal is to help more students feel confident speaking English and to travel more while working online.
That gives such a warm picture of your life.
Thank you. Your turn now.
My name is James. I'm from Canada and I live in Lisbon. I work in education and content creator. I live with a friend from university and my parents are back in a small town in Canada. In my free time, I enjoy going to the gym, playing video games, and watching basketball. On weekdays, I usually wake up around 7, have coffee, teach classes during the day, and then head to the gym in the evening. I'm curious and patient, and people say I'm friendly and easy to talk to. In the future, I'd like to create more online courses and maybe live in another country for a year.
So now you know us a little better too.
So what can you do today after this episode?
Step 1. Choose one simple sentence for each part: greeting, name, where you're from, where you live, what you do, and one hobby.
Step 2. Say your introduction out loud. You can do it in front of a mirror, while washing the dishes, or while you're out for a walk.
Step 3. Write it in the comments under this episode.
When you write it down, your brain works in a deeper way. You see the words, you feel the structure, and that's really good practice.
And maybe another learner will read your comment and think, oh, I feel exactly the same. Then you're not just practicing English, you're also helping someone else.
All right, let's slowly wrap up for today.
Our question for you: can you introduce yourself in 2 or 3 sentences in English?
You can write something like, hi, my name is, I'm from, I live in, I work as, in my free time I like.
Don't worry about being perfect. We just want you to sound clear and friendly.
And remember, when you comment, your English brain goes to the gym again.
If this episode helped you, please like it, subscribe to Easy English Learning, and maybe share it with a friend who also wants to practice introductions.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. You didn't waste it. You invested it in your English.
We're really proud of you.
This was the Easy English Learning Podcast with Lily and James.
Take care, keep practicing, and talk about yourself with confidence.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.